Welcome to Derby Talk. Tommy D along with Johnnie Lowe. Episode number 12. We are hot on the Kentucky Derby Trail. 148, May 7th. We're getting right around the corner here, less than a month away. Three big races we're going to talk about this week. The Santa Anita Derby, the Wood Memorial, and the Bluegrass. All 300 points for the Derby point leaders. Johnny, my man, how are we doing today?
We're doing really well, and this is basically the last round of qualifying races. There's the Lexington coming up. It's a lot less point race, and I'm sure there's going to be somebody scrambling trying to get in, might run in that one, but for basically all intents and purposes, these three races this weekend are going to be the races that really set the field.
Yeah, Johnny, what a card we have all around. The 3-year-old races, but graded stakes races all around. So if you're a horse racing fan, there's action all over. Quick look at the current Derby picture before we jump to the races. The leaderboard, Epicenter leading at 164. White Abario 112 off his win last week. Tis the Bomb 110. Cyberknife showing up with 100. Crown Pride 100 and Simplification 74. Your top six there on the Derby leader points. Quick recap of last week, Johnny. The Jeff Ruby, Tis the Bomb, the winner. Arkansas, Cyberknife, and then the Florida, White Abario. Your thoughts about those three races?
Yeah, so congrats to Tis the Bomb and his connections. They tried the dirt race in Florida. That didn't work out. They found a way to get into the Derby by going through the synthetic. So you got one in there. Congrats. Arkansas race. Cyberknife went out there towards the front and just battled all the way down the stretch. The Lucas filly was unable to catch him, and Barbara Road ran a pretty nice race as well. So possibly two horses out of that race are going to be in the Derby. And then the Florida Derby, I think, was the big race of the day. White Abario ran a really big race. Simplification, I'm going to keep an eye on that horse. He went out there with that Classic Causeway, and then he fought off Papa Cap, and he really dug in down the stretch. The Pletcher horse by Tappet, Charge It, he ran a nice race as well. Looked real green down the stretch. We'll see if he wants a mile and a quarter stretch out, but that was a really nice race. I think that was the race of the weekend.
Yeah, Johnny, Simplification, I know you were high on this colt, but, gutsy performance there, like you said, still to hit the board there after, staying up front there and fighting it out. Simplification, maybe one to pay attention. 74 points should get into the gate. Any thoughts, any horse on this top leaderboard, Johnny, that you think, one or two horses that stand out to you out of that top six I mentioned?
Yeah, I think in the top six right now, there's really three horses that I would look at could be serious contenders. Epicenter, White Abario, and Simplification, I think, would be the three that I think I would look at and have to say, hey, you know what, this horse could probably do it.
Yeah, there we go, and we're going to be having more Kentucky Derby information coming for you real soon. After this, we'll start putting individual horse videos for each horse we think is going to be in the Kentucky Derby. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, everybody. All right, Johnny, enough of the small talk. Let's get to the Santa Anita Derby here. It's a mile and eighth for 3-year-olds, 750,000. It's going to be 5:30 Eastern. This is race 6, so a little bit earlier. We got a 6-horse field here. This has been putting out winners in the Kentucky Derby since 1952. Most recent wins, Justify 2018. And we also had, I'll Have Another in 2012. And 2014 was?
California Chrome.
Oh, got it. Little trivia there for you. Let's get to the field here. Number one, first we got Happy Jack. Happy Jack broke its maiden first career start in January. Lightly raced colt will be adding blinker 16% for trainer Doug O'Neill. Last out finished third in the San Felipe. At Santa Anita was 10 lengths back from the winner Forbidden Kingdom in the San Felipe. Next up we got Armagnac. Armagnac won his first start as a 3-year-old when stretching out to the mile and 16th distance. Previously trained by Bob Baffert, Tim Yakteen takes over. Drayden Van Dyke gets the call. Johnny V, old rider, rides to Messier. Last out, this bay colt finished a disappointing 6th in the San Felipe. Was bet down to 4-1, so did get respect at the windows, 20-1 at a price. Next, we have Forbidden Kingdom. Forbidden Kingdom starting off 3-year-old campaign with back-to-back wins. Impressively winning the San Felipe by 5+ lengths. and then winning the San Vicente by 2+ lengths. Both wins coming by leading the whole way around the track, improving buy-in figures in all 3 of his last starts. Richard Mandela gets regular rider Hernandez in the boot. Strong one here, Forbidden Kingdom. Another strong one next to him, Messier. Crushed the field last start in the RB Lewis, winning by 15 lengths. Tim Yachtine will be taking this one over for Bob Baffert. Johnnie V back aboard after the big win, decides to be here. Won 3 out of 5 career starts and has 2 places. Connections paid $470,000 for this son of Empire Maker. Expected to be right up front and duel it out. Next we have Win the Day. Won first career start at maiden special weight last time out on the dirt. First 2 career starts were on the turf for trainer Doug O'Neill. Has won this race 2 times. He did open up on the competition in the first time on dirt. Might be one to pay attention with so much speed. Will be coming off the pace at a price 20-1. Tabia broke its maiden March 5th recently at Santa Anita, winning by 7.5, putting a 103 buyer figure up on the board in his first career start, 1 for 1. Yachtine takes over duties for Bob Baffert. Zayden Racing paid $1.7 million for the son of a gun runner. Stretching out from 6 furlongs, see if he can handle the distance. Lightly race, that's the last to finish the field. That's Tabia. 6-horse field here, Santa Anita Derby. Looks pretty competitive, Johnny, for such a short field. Your thoughts here before we get down to your pedigree breakdown and your picks?
Yeah, so I mean, for such a compact field, I think there's real substance. There's 3 horses in here that definitely catch my eye. There's 3 other horses that might be they possibly could be behind the pack and never really come into play, but I think whoever wins this race is going to still be a buzz horse going into the Kentucky Derby, even though it's a smaller field than all the other prep races, because we do have a couple horses in here that I think can really get around the track. Pedigree pick wise, I think my third choice here is going to be Forbidden Kingdom. He's by American Pharoah out of Just Louise by 5-Star Day. Although American Pharoah was a dynamic dirt router, he also won a grade 1 on synthetic, and his top American progeny tally is female 6 and boys 4 for his top earners. Of note, the 4 male progeny are all turf horses. He has had some success on dirt with Big Lake, American Theorem, and Ram, but no breakthrough winners so far. His son Cafe Pharaoh has been a multiple grade 1 winner dirt routing in Japan, and with what Japan has done lately, could be encouraging. So we'll see. Maybe Forbidden Kingdom is the big one that gets him going over here. The sire line cross, Just Louise is the first of 3 straight black type brood mares on the fem line. The sire line cross can come with distance limitations and could keep him from wanting to stretch out more. The rumblings right now are, well, he's got a lot of speed, but is he going to be able to make the stretch out? I don't know. I think we might learn a little bit more about it with the assignment that he has this Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, for Forbidden Kingdom, lots of speed in this race, Johnny. So, I mean, I guess you're right. He is winning impressively in both starts as a 3-year-old. You know that Mandela is going to have this colt nicely tuned up and ready to go. But we will find out. That's number 3, Forbidden Kingdom on the list. Who do we got next?
Yeah, so next is going to be Messier. Messier is by Empire Maker out of Checkered Pass by Smart Strike. Empire Maker sired Pioneer of the Nile and Bodemeister, who both sired a Derby winner. Empire Maker, his sire, Unbridled, won and sired a Derby winner as well. So this is a very powerful and successful line in the Derby. A lot of their horses have been getting there and doing really well. Checkered Pass won 5 of 15, earning $334,000. 4 of the first 5 on the fem line are black type, with Third Dam Catch the Ring earning $918,000 and dropping 5 6-figure earners. The sire line cross poses the same threat of Forbidden Kingdom. With that said, his pedigree does have a lot of class. I think between the 2 pedigrees right there that are both Mr. Prospector inbred broodmare sire lines, I think I would take Messier wanting to stretch out a little bit more than I would take Forbidden Kingdom.
Yeah, if Messier could do anything what he did last time in the RB Lewis Grade 3, winning by 15 lengths, very impressive race, Johnny. If you didn't see it, everybody go back and watch it. Number 2, Messier. All right, who do we got number 1 on the pedigree breakdown and picks, Johnny?
So number 1 lacks serious amounts of experience as opposed to the other ones, but he's got Money Mike aboard, and I'm talking about Taiba. So Taiba is by Gunrunner out of Needmore Flattery by Flatter. Gunrunner ran a strong third in his Kentucky Derby. In the breeding shed, he's been off to an unbelievable start. Already having Cyberknife in the gate, but could possibly have Taiba as well as early voting joining him. Needmore Flattery won 17 of 39, earning $732K. 4 of the first 5 on the Femline are black type. Flatter brings some excellent genes into the equations with stemming from the AP Indy line on top, and gives an excellent compliment to what Gunrunner brings to the equation. Should love the stretch out. I think if there's any horse that could overcome only having 1 start being a dirt sprint against this level of competition, and basically a high stakes old western shootout up front, this horse might be able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, breaking out the distance here, going from 6 furlongs, Johnny, but putting up a 103 buyer in its first career start. It is in the Tim Yakteen barn, but coming from Bob Baffert's, won this race 9 times, winning by 7.5 lengths in the first time, and then that price tag, $1.7 million, Johnny. So high hopes for this one, Tabia, and if you could get 4-1 there, hey, not bad, right? All right, what do you think? Should we move on to the next one here?
Yeah, let's head out to New York.
All right, out to New York, to the Aqueduct, my friends. The Wood Memorial. This is a Grade 2, 1.125 distance for the 3-year-olds. 750,000. Let's take a quick look at the field, and I'll pass it over to Johnny. Mo Donegal is going to be the first one here. Favorite in its first start as a 3-year-old. Last out in the Holy Bull. Slow break, finished a disappointing third there. Before that, won the Grade 2 Rebson over the Aqueduct track. Todd Pletcher trains the son of Uncle Mo. There's a jockey changeup. Joel Rosario takes over. Irad Ortiz Jr. will be riding elsewhere. Golden Code, another trained Todd Pletcher colt, finished third in the Gotham last start out, breaking his maiden over a muddy track. Kendrick Carmouche, 32% jockey trainer at Aqueduct. Calmet Farms, very, very familiar with this race, good outlet, is the owners here. Early Boating won the Withers Grade 3 at Aqueduct over the muddy track by 4.5 lengths. 2 for 2 in his lightly raced career. 3-year-old son of Gunrunner, trained by Trad Brown, ridden by J.L. Ortiz. He's been aboard for both wins. Should be sitting right up front. Long term, third Todd Pletcher entry. Blinkers off for the son of Curlin. Pletcher 22% when blinkers come off. Still trying to find his first win. 4 starts, he has 4 places, tough spot, but trying to find that win to break that maiden. Next up we have Morello. Morello, 3 for 3. Last out, won the Gotham Grade 3 in easy fashion, stretching out from the mile to the 1.18 nicely. Won all 3 career starts easily by 4 or more lengths. Steve Asmussen trays. Jose Lescano aboard for all 3 wins here. That's Morello. Let's move on to Skippy Longstocking, one of my favorite names in the mix here. Most experienced also. 8 career starts. Trainer Safi Joseph Jr., someone you don't want to overlook here. One at the distance versus softer competition is going to have to step up here. AP Secret, another trained Safi Joseph Jr. Colt. Finished 7th in the Fountain of Youth last start after some trouble. Room for improvement here, AP Secret. Baris on the outside, 3 for 3 in his career. Won the Gardner 100K at Aqueduct, going the mile last start. Dylan Davis has been aboard for last 2 wins. 1 mile to the 1.18 would be the question here. Mike Maker trains. Expect him to sit right off the pace in a closing move. That's your field for the Wood Memorial here. Race 8 at Aqueduct. I'm going to pass it over to Johnny. What do you say?
Yeah, so this is a really nice looking race. I think it's a little bit more competitive than it might seem. I think there's definitely a decent amount of horses that can win this race, and there's a lot of talent in here. My first pedigree pick I'm going to go with is Early Voting. He's by Gunrunner out of leaderboard.The by Tisnow. Another Gunrunner popping up with speed and opportunity here. Gunrunner did well. Gunrunner did well the further he went, and his progeny, like Arkansas Derby winner Cyberknife, are showing the sire line trend of speed for a long ways. leaderboard.The dropped 3 foals, all of which are winners, and second dam Silken Cat dropped $1 million earners IRAP and Speightstown. Very interesting pedigree here, and the Gunrunner Tisnow cross brings on some appeal as well. This is a very speedy type horse. Last time he went out by open lengths and he ended up winning trotting home. I think the way the race shapes up, there is a decent amount of speed, but who knows, if he sneaks away, he might be tough to catch.
Yeah, Chad Brown will have Early Voting ready to rock and roll. Muddy track, pay attention to the weather there. Last time on a muddy track, won by 4.5. So pay attention. You got to like J.L. Ortiz up in the boot. That's Early Voting. Who else you got, Johnny?
So the next one I have is Morello. So Morello is by Classic Empire out of Stop the Wedding by Congrats. This is the shining star of Classic Empire's first crop. Classic Empire brings that formidable, unbridled line on top and 4M Femline Stormcat cross on the bottom. I think his progeny should get better going 2 turns. Stop the Wedding won 1 race and earned $40K. The next 3 mares on the line are black type, however, and I really like the pedigree cross he's got. A perfect setup to enjoy the 2-turn test. He's been impressive running against the sprinters. This time he's going to be running against the routers routing, so we'll see. I think he's going to be a pretty formidable opponent.
Yeah, Steve Asmussen's going to have this one ready to fire. You know he's excited. You know he wants to get that Derby win, Johnny. This might be one of his top contenders in Morello going into the race here. 3 for 3, has done nothing wrong, so that's Morello, number 2. What do we got at number 1, Johnny?
Yeah, so number 1, I've got Mo Donegal. He's by Uncle Mo out of Calling Miss Brown by Pulpit. Uncle Mo has been a nice refresh to the NXS line, throwing Derby winner Nyquist, turf miler Mo Forza, speedy horses like Yopon, and siring horses like Laubin, who stood in New York and got moved to Kentucky for how well he was doing before his early passing, which by the way has a horse, he sired a horse in this race as well. Calling Miss Brown has dropped 2 foals, both winners. Grade 1 winning second dam Island Sand earned over $1 million and dropped 3 6-figure earners in her career. I have a sneaky feeling that Rosario's not out there because he enjoys the weather in New York. I think he's out there because he's on a live one in this race, and Fletcher does really well out there. I think this is a horse to really keep an eye on, and it's our top pick. One long shot that I'd like to throw out, just strictly based on pedigree and not track performance, is long shot long term. Has a really nice pedigree with Curlin on top out of a Medaglia d'Oro broodmare and a femline that dropped Buddha, who won the Woodward Memorial in 2012. So if there's ever going to be a maiden that pulls up and wins this race, he's got the pedigree to do it.
There we go. Johnny loves those Curlin sires. You know that. And if you've been following us, but Mo Donegal, number 1 on the pedigree pick here. Johnny, looking at this race, I saw a lot of speed, and this horse might sit nicely to come off the pace and close on him. So that's a pedigree pick is Mo Donegal as our number 1 choice. Wood Memorial. That's going to be race number 8 at Aqueduct, everybody, if you're going to dial it in. Let's move on to the last and final 100-point Derby prep race of the season here on Derby Talk, Johnny. We went through all the major prep races. It's always a good time. Kentucky Derby is right around the corner. All right, let's move on to race number 9 at Keeneland, the Bluegrass Stakes. $1 million race, Johnny. Let's get at it. Number 1, Command Performance. Best finish was second in the Grade 1 Champagne in the fall as a 2-year-old. Still looking for a maiden win. Might be a tough spot here. Todd Pletcher is the trainer. Number 2, Fenwick. Broke its maiden at Tampa Bay on its 5th try. Last start won in speed fashion at a big price. That's number 2, Fenwick. Number 3, Trademark. Won both wins. Came in the fall as a 2-year-old. Finished 12th in the Sam F. Davis, 5th in the Tampa Bay Derby. Victoria Oliver, trainer, 0 for 20 graded stakes. This is a tough spot to come in and win and break maiden. Number 4, Zandan, right in the mix in all 3 starts. Third in the Risen Star last out at the Fairgrounds. Before that, nosed out in the Remsen behind Mo Denagle. Chad Brown trains. Flavian Pratt takes over. That's Zandon. Number 5, Volcanic. Third in the Sam F. Davis. Last start for Mark Cassie. Did beat Charge It to break its maiden in the beginning of January, which we saw Charge It come out big last week. But I think finished second in the Florida, came back to finish second in the Florida Derby. That's Charge It. So this horse did beat Charge It. That's Volcanic. Number 6, Emmanuel. Todd Pletcher trains the son of More Than Ready. Fourth in the Fountain of Youth after not having the best trip. Won 2 out of 3 career starts. First 2 career starts looking really nice. Expect improvement here. Pletcher has won this race 3 times. Last race was in 2015 with Carpe Diem. Number 7, Golden Glider, 4th in the Tampa Bay Derby at 38-1. Mark Cassie brings another runner into this race ready to go. 8, Ethereal Road started its 3-year-old campaign nicely, broke his maiden by 4+. At the end of January, showed up in the Rebel to finish second. D. Wayne Lucas trains the son of Quality Road. Number 9, Rattle and Roll. Best win came in the fall in the Breeders' Cup Futurity at Keeneland. Bolt starts as a 3-year-old, not so impressive, but that can change. Finishing 6th in the Fountain Youth, 4th in the Louisiana Derby, trained by Kenny McPeak. 10, Smile Happy, second behind Epicenter in the Risen Star in its first start of the year. Perfect as a 2-year-old. We get a 2 for 2, also trained by Kenny McPeak. Number 11, Blackadder. Won 2 in a row, including the El Camino Real Derby on the synthetic at Golden Gate. Previously trained by Bob Baffert. Rudolph Brissett takes over here. $520,000 purchase, strong connections, the son of Quality Road. And the last one to finish it up, number 12, Grantham. Second in the Tampa Bay Derby, Classic Causeway, behind Classic Causeway last start. 4th in the Withers over a muddy track. Michael Maker trains. Tyler Gaffleone gets the call here. So that's your field here. 12 going in the gate. Looks pretty competitive, the Bluegrass, Johnny.
Yeah, no, this is a great race. I think it's a very competitive race. I can make a case for a lot of horses in there. I'm going to share 3 with you. My outside horses that I probably could have included in the list, maybe switch somebody around. Rattle and Roll, they keep running him. He must be sound. Who knows if it gets muddy and sloppy and horses can start coming off the pace. That could be for him. And Smile Happy is the other one. I'm not going to go through his pedigree, but a lot of people have been on the Smile Happy train for a long time. Third choice in here I'm going to go with Fenwick. So Fenwick is by Curlin out of Make the Sun Shine by Malibu Moon. Curlin has had renowned success as a stallion at dirt routes, winning almost every classic race with a different progeny. He's had 2 run second in the Derby. Couldn't make a better choice for a stallion currently standing. What more needs to be said about that, I guess. Make the Sunshine was 1 for 8, earning $77,000 in her career. Not the strongest femline of producers, but 2 of the first 5 are black type. Another Mr. Prospect or AP Indy cross here lines this horse up to play Catch Me If You Can at what could be a speed favoring track. I think the horse is going to like the distance. He's definitely going to need to step up his game a little bit. All right, and then number 2 here, I've got Zandon. So Zandon is by Upstart out of Memories Prevail by Creative Cause. In 2 crops, Upstart has done surprisingly well. Mass Parade ran some big races and won the Ohio Derby. Star filly Kathleen O could be one of the favorites in the Oaks. Upstart is by Flatter, who sired West Coast and Flat Out. Very, very nice horses. Memories Prevail was unraced, but the Femline has a little heat on it. Second Dam Incarnate Memories dropped stakes winners, and 2 of the first 5 on the Femline are black type. A lot of stamina top and bottom could help him get closer up and have the kick the further they go. I don't think he's a real deep closer. I think he's actually more of a towards the front, get the first jump on the speed type of horse. I expect him to run that kind of race, which might help him stay in front of the closers.
Yeah, number 2 on the list. You pick up Flavian Pratt making the ride out there. Chad Brown trains, a strong combo there. Number 2 on the list. Who do we got at number 1 here? Bluegrass at Keeneland.
And number 1, I'm going to give him another shot. He had a rough go down in Florida. Emmanuel, more than ready out of Hard Cloth by Hard Spun. More than ready has been a very versatile sire with progeny that range from 2-time Breeders' Cup Sprint champion Roy H. to classic distance winner in the Travers, as well as Grade 1 turf winner Catholic Boy. He's also left his mark around the world, siring Sebring and Eagle Way. Hard Cloth never made it to the track, but with half siblings being Grade 1 winners, Free Drop Billy and nearly $5 million earner Hawk Bill, she certainly brings plenty of class to the equation. Further down the loaded fem line, you'll see Ride the Trails, who is responsible for dropping Cozine as well. This pedigree top and bottom looks really good to me. I don't expect the best weather this weekend. I think this horse might really enjoy the slop, and I would hope that he'd be a little bit more forwardly placed than he was in his last start, where he didn't break very well. He had a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Johnny, being the speed here, I see a lot of horses coming off the pace in this race, so this might favor it. And with the weather, the slop here, Todd Pletcher, no stranger to winning this, has won the race 3 times. So number 1, number 6, Emmanuel, number 1 on the pedigree play, Keeneland Bluegrass. That's going to be race number 9, everybody. Johnny, what a day of races. We're covering the last 3 official 100-point races. Like you said, we got one more. I believe it's either 20 or 40 to the winner. I think it's 40. Don't quote me on that, but that's the last Derby prep race we have. And then we'll be right a couple weeks away from at the Kentucky Derby, Johnny.
Yeah, one other thing is I'm going to give a shout out on the undercard in Keeneland to McAllen. He's 4-1 morning line. I think that's a horse I'm excited to watch, and might see how it shakes out. If he sticks around 4-1, might get a little action on him.
There we go. Nothing wrong with the little ACT, Johnny action. I like it. That's Derby Talk episode number 12, everybody. If you're new to the channel, Tommy D, Johnny Lowe, we appreciate you. We're hot on the Kentucky Derby Trail. It's Saturday, May 7th. The Run for Roses is right here, Kentucky Derby 2022. And we're going to be doing a lot more Kentucky Derby coverage, so please join us and ring that bell. Subscribe to the channel, everybody. We do appreciate you. Johnny, anything else before we get out of here?
I think that's it. Enjoy this weekend of racing. It's one of the better weekends I think we've seen in a long time, and hopefully all these prep races for the Kentucky Derby Day card get underway, and we really build a card up for that day as well.
There we go. We're right around the corner, like we said. Make sure you throw in the comments who you guys like in 3 of these major races. We will be having a giveaway for Kentucky Derby, so make sure you're following along and pick a horse, everybody. Thanks again, Tommy D, Johnny Lowe. We're out of here on the Hip Horse Derby Talk, episode number 12. We'll see you next time.